Hello, Dale.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
can hear you, Cal. How are you?
I'm well, Dale. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining us here on Face. I've been looking forward to meeting you and hearing about your journey. If you hover your mouse around uh, the drop-down menu, you'll see a green box that says Share,
Ah,
and then you'll be able to share your screen. And a picture speaks a thousand words, even though I try and top that with a million words. But
okay. Well, I think I've got it. If you bear with me,
you got it.
can you see that?
Got it.
Superb. Well, yeah. Thank you very much for having me on, Dale. I'm a big fan.
Oh, well, the 8 by 10 autograph picture is in the mail, buddy.
Ah,
All
yeah.
right. So, so
I'm just sorry.
that's okay. So, what I like to do, Cal, is hear about how people ended up in, this road less traveled, becoming a trader. Can you tell us a little bit about, what you were doing before you got involved in trading? And I see cable up here right now, and who introduced you to it. Tell us a little bit about your journey into trading.
Yeah, of course. Well, the bottom line is I'm a humble retail trader, nothing more, nothing less. I was actually an employment law consultant, so I studied business management with economics at university,
Yes.
and then went into human resources, specializing in employment law. And so I was living in Manchester at the time, and two of my friends introduced me to trading when in the great equity bull market that we
Which
could
one?
still which we could still be in, the one that's
Yeah.
lasted from 2009. Who knows when that's going to
Okay.
be?
All right.
But yeah, and so a few friends introduced me to trading, clicking the buy and sell button, and I was earning more money part time trading than I was in employment law. So it was a big decision to leave. I've been trading full time for nearly 2 years now. So
Wow.
it was a big decision to leave, but I think it was a good one. And here I am, humble retail trader from Liverpool.
Oh gosh, hometown of you know who. So anyway, 2 years. So I've done well over a thousand of these, Cal, over the last 4 or 5 years, and I ask people all the time, how long did it take you to make breakthroughs so that you became more consistent to be able to make a living off the markets? And you're into it 2 years now. How are things going for you?
Well, I've been into it for more than 2 years.
Oh, okay.
It's going on 3 years.
Oh, is it just full time 2 years now?
Yeah, just full time, 2 years.
Okay.
Um, I mean, yeah, because obviously the Bitcoin bull run was very kind to me. Um,
Okay.
I'm a massive Bitcoin bull. I think it's great. Um,
Okay.
and the equity market was phenomenal 2016, well, end of 2016, 2017. And I don't know, it's hard to explain. 2018 was a big learning curve for me because obviously January 2018, whenever the jobs report scared investors and we saw the 10,
Yes.
11% correction in US equities, that was
Yes.
a big lesson for me. I lost a lot of money that week, I'm not going to lie. Um, and then the correction in quarter four, when everything shit nearly hit the fan, pardon my French, Dale, and
Yes.
the plunge protection team had to come in. But
Right.
no, it's been a big learning curve. I think 2017 was definitely my best year, but 2018 taught me how to actually trade instead of just riding trends. So,
Okay. So you also learned a little bit about risk management.
oh yeah, I had to learn that the hard way, believe you me, Dale.
Everyone does. A friend of mine would say this to me, Cal. Dale, how many times do you have to get hit in the head with a ball peen hammer to know that it hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so me, I don't know, 100 times maybe I have a dent in my forehead.
Oh,
So 2 years into it, and you caught some great waves. You know what? People have been in this business for 20, 30, 40 years and can't say that they've caught a huge move like you did in Bitcoin or perhaps in the bull market before the sell-off in 2018, because
yeah.
I've always said some of these huge moves like Bitcoin that we had, you either had to be naive or greedy, because after you've been around for a while, you become skeptical of a lot of things, and it's much harder to have a great hold. A great trade is easier, but a great hold is the toughest thing for all traders. So since you've been through giving back capital, are you able to still ride trends, or has that become more difficult because of that experience you had in early 2018?
Yeah, I couldn't have worded it better. Because I bought most of my Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies very cheap. I rode the entire thing, and I didn't sell when I should have done. You know, that's complete naivety on my account. And it is more difficult to ride trends because you're much more skeptical.
Yeah.
You know, which in the end will be good for longevity, risk management always. But yeah. I completely agree. It's much harder to ride trends when you know what risk management is.
Yes, and also because of that, I leave a lot of pips on the table. But you know what, Bernard Baruch says, you never go broke taking profits, but you never get rich taking them too soon. So you brought up cable. You want to talk about it, since you are a Brit and we're facing within about a month the Brexit scenario. So tell us what you're seeing. It looks like you trade pretty naked here, buddy. All I see is volume and a rectangle. So tell us what you're seeing.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm heavily into politics and Brexit. I proudly voted to leave.
Okay.
The economic and political risks that reside within the Eurozone are absolutely tumultuous, if that's the right word to use.
Okay.
Thing. If you look at Italy, already in a recession, I think financially, the European financial system is insolvent. I think Italy's in a recession. Germany is arguably in a recession. They have declining industrial output. They had Q4 last year. They had negative GDP growth, followed by flat GDP growth Q1. I think that's very, very recessionary. We've got global car sales are declining, and Germany's car manufacturing market is the heart of their economy. And if we look at Deutsche Bank, I mean, I think it's a ticking time bomb. It's down 98%. It's got $40 trillion in derivatives exposure. I think it's going to zero at some point. It's the new Lehman Brothers. I think the European Central Bank continuing quantitative easing after a 9-month hiatus. The European Central Bank can't even handle one full year without QE. I think if we look at the southern European countries like Spain,
or the Fed.
Or the Fed, exactly.
Seems like, I mean, we did QT, I don't know for how long, if it was longer than a year, but
yeah,
that certainly didn't last a long time, normalization here either.
No, it didn't. I think QT it started in 2017, unless I'm mistaken, Dave.
Okay.
And I think, I mean, although it's not the portion that they were reducing the balance sheet, it's only a small portion of the post 2008 stimulus reduction. And in a way, it was could it be argued that it was reasonable and responsible, because if you print all that money, QE 1, 2, 3, etc. QT is trying to address that, but I think whenever the Fed, we're going to hear whether they're going to cut rates again today, and I think if the US economy can't handle a 0.25% basis cut, it's a big warning sign.
Yes, it really is. So, with what you see coming, do you have any narratives to take advantage of, for example, recession in Europe? Do you think it's going to be good for the UK to disengage from Europe in a fairly big way? It is a divorce, whether it's amenable or not. Do you think that it's going to serve the UK? And since you have the pound up here and we're at this major support level, do you think that we'll have a breakdown? I know a lot of people are talking about you know, possibly even parity in cable. So tell us, that's a heck of a candle we have going. What's this, a weekly chart? Monthly? Okay, so we have a monthly reversal with what, about 12 days left in September. Are you bullish here?
I'm not quite sure, if I'm honest, Dale, because my followers will have seen I bought the bottom of 3 or 4 GBP pairs. I'm still holding a quarter of a position in GBP yen, which is up 750, 800.
Okay.
So I'm still holding that. I've got a position in the pound Aussie, and what other position have I got? I'm not sure. I've got 3 GBP positions, and it's worked out fantastically, but I'm not sure, because the big question is no deal priced in, and how much so is no deal priced in? Because the pound cable and pound pairs, it took an absolute battering recently. Let me just get up GBP NZD, because it's nearly at yearly highs. If we look at this chart,
Boy, you use a telescope, buddy.
what do you mean?
Well, monthly. You know, people that use 15-minute charts, I say they use a microscope, and you use a telescope, the grand view. You're like Galileo of FX.
Yeah, I'm not going to come on and talk about 1-minute charts, Dale.
Okay, yeah. Show me your tick chart and how rich you made your broker today.
I do love the 1-minute chart. All right. But I think the pound, everyone wrote off the pound, and because it took such a hammering, to me, that tells me that no deal is, or arguably so, to some extent, is 9% hit it took against NZD. And here we are, very close to yearly highs again. So if we look at David Bell, my good friend David Bell introduced me to something called the Balassa-Samuelson theory. And I think it holds a lot of weight, because it basically says a country's productivity is a massive, is massive in terms of trying to see potential gains or losses in an exchange currency, in say the pound, for example. And the pound is the UK government economy, is very productive. If you look at industrial output, UK is solid, and the UK economic data is solid. And if we compare that to the Eurozone, figures came out the other day. The Eurozone is just getting battered. Germany's getting battered. And I think, to answer your question that you asked me before, I think completely detaching from the Eurozone, from the EU, is the best thing that we can do. If the EU do not want to give the UK a mutually beneficial deal, because they're trying to put the fear of God into other countries to say, if you leave the EU, this is what will happen. They're trying to kind of
fear-mongering.
Yeah, they're trying to hurt us, and I don't think that's right. So I think if they are willing to cut off their nose to spite their face, then they should go ahead, because a lot of Remainers now, if a Remainer has an opinion that they want to remain, that's fine. But if they cannot acknowledge any reason as to why someone would want to leave, then that is a problem for me, because I can understand the reasons for wanting to remain. You know, I think we don't know what the future holds. It's going to be a rocky 6 to 18 months. So it is a risk, and I completely appreciate that. But it's when, you know, the Liberal Democrat Party, Dale, in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, the leader is called Jo Swanson, right? Or she's the leader, I'm not sure. I haven't been in touch, but she's a big position in the party. She has publicly came out and said, if we get into power, we will scrap no deal, and we won't even hold another referendum. So they will take 17.4 million people voted to leave. It's been 3 years. The UK government, the media, everyone is trying to stop a no deal and not honour the referendum. And I think that
it's not a democracy then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we voted to remain, I certainly would not have been happy about it. But I wouldn't be creating plots to try and overthrow the decision, because democracy is democracy. And I think if a country cannot hold itself to its referendum decision, then it's catastrophic. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. In terms of the pound.
No, it's very interesting, because you're there, you're on the ground, You know what's going on there. It's a great view from a citizen of the UK about what's going on. So it's all very appreciated, Cal. Go ahead. Keep ranting, buddy.
In terms of how to capitalize on it, I don't know, because whenever currency falls, that makes it more attractive to foreign investors, things like that. Sorry, I cancelled my trading view subscription the other day, so I'm getting all these pop-ups.
Okay. We don't see them. It's okay.
Okay, that's great. If we look at the FTSE, so the date of the referendum was 23rd or the 26th of June 2016, but the pound obviously took a hit. Look what happened. Look what happened to the FTSE. Look at the
It liked the weak currency.
Yeah, the month of the FTSE from its low point to its high, 15%, and then following that, it surged 38%. So I think if we worst case scenario, if we crash out of the EU and it's not priced in as much as I think it is, that'll be great for the FTSE. So I think,
So it could be a generational buying opportunity, is what you're thinking.
It could be, but in all honesty, Dale, I don't really know. I think gold has topped out. Let me think. Have I got Bitcoin? I'm not sure where the gold chart is. Let me just find it.
I think you had it up. I saw it a second ago.
Not gold, no.
There's gold.
That was Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin. Okay. There's gold.
Move this around a little bit. I think gold has topped. Either has topped or it is topping, and I think that could be it now for gold. Because if we look at it, it's like a Bitcoin chart. If we look at it, so I think what I'm looking for going forward is I'm looking to sell strength in gold. I'm looking to potentially buy dips in GBP pairs.
Let me ask you this: sell strength in gold. Just looking for a correction in gold, maybe back to 1420, or are you like what's my buddy's name again? He's from Sweden. You know who I'm talking about. He's a deflationist.
Oh, Henrik.
Yeah, Henrik. Are you in Henrik? Are you in Henrik's camp that we're going to see it under 1,000 and this is just a bear market rally in gold and we're going to crash in gold?
I mean, I think it's hard to argue this is a bear market. Bear market rally in gold. I completely disagree with that. I mean, if we look at this, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. His views are far too extreme for me. You know, I think he was wrong for 2 years in a row, and he couldn't even admit it to his followers.
Oh my gosh! You know what I tell people on Twitter to do, Cal? Maybe this is why you're a fan, because I'm wrong a lot. I don't know a lot, and so just cathartically, I tell everyone on Twitter, say this 10 times. I don't know, and I was wrong. Yeah, I don't know, and I was wrong. And when I was a younger guy, I would choke on those words. You know, I don't know. Then if you don't know, you're stupid. Exactly. And you were wrong. Oh man, I'm not going to work with you. But you know what? People with wisdom know when they don't know.
Exactly. If you don't know, Dale, you don't know. There's no shame in that. If I get I only try and share my best trades on Twitter. I've actually done very, very well over the last month, and that's why I'm not actively trading as much right now. I'm kind of sitting back and waiting because gold has been consolidating here for quite a while. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's being held down by the 50 MA on the 4 hour.
Yeah.
I really don't know, Dan. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah.
I'd sell a rally at 1530 if we got one on the Fed being dovish. Let me ask you this, and this is a great day to ask this question. Big day for the Fed today. A red event, deep red, big stoplight. Do you carry positions into red events like the Fed, and will you carry positions into Brexit? Or do you stand aside?
Nah, I unfortunately, like I used to, Dale. I'm not gonna lie, I used to. My favorite ones were whenever there's an Aussie or a Kiwi interest rate decision. It was
Okay.
always early in the morning over here.
Yeah.
And I've made some big bucks staying up late, and I've also lost a lot of money doing that. So I think nowadays there's no real need for me to. What I like to do is I like to see the reaction,
Okay.
see the strength of the move. Is it going to last? Is it going into high time frame resistance? Has that resistance been cleared? So, for example, if we see, I agree, a rally into somewhere up here in gold. For
Yeah.
example, if we see if the Fed do cut rates and the dollar declines, gold will go up. So if it goes up here and it stays up here, then I'll look for some bullish price action, and then. So say it forms some kind of triangle or something like that,
Yeah.
and it holds above the resistance, I'll look to buy the breakout.
Okay.
So I'll look to buy the breakout like that. I mean, I wouldn't risk too much, but yeah, I used to like trade news and things, but
Yeah.
it's just too risky. I will definitely not be holding anything into Brexit. Absolutely not. But if we manage to leave, Dale, we were meant to leave the EU in March, but it got postponed. 3 years down the line, we still haven't left. If we do manage to leave, Boris Johnson is carrying the UK on his back. If he manages to actually get us out of the EU on the 31st of October, that'll be a winning trade for me. So,
you know what? You started the interview saying that you were a fan of mine. Let me tell you something, Cal. 20 minutes later or so, I'm a fan of yours now, my trading warrior brother, and I'm so impressed with your depth and grasp of the markets in such a short period of time. You deserve to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for. I know. I'm telling you. Look, I've talked to a lot of people, and I know when people know. And I'm amazed that you have this breadth of knowledge for such a short period of time, man. You have a great career ahead of you, in my opinion.
Thank you very much, Dale. That means a hell of a lot. I'm honored and humbled, my good friend.
Well, like it or not, you're my trading warrior brother now, and so I went to your Twitter account, and only link you had up there was Wikipedia. So, do you have a service or a business model, or are you just trading for yourself and trying to help others on Twitter?
I just trade for myself, Dale. I think I'm not knowledgeable enough or good enough to sell a service yet, or whether or not I probably could if I wanted to set it up. I've had many ideas over the years, but I think I wouldn't. Depending on what I wanted to do, I think David Bell's macrodesiacs are a phenomenal model.
I'm familiar with David. I think I've seen him. I don't know if I probably follow him. But yeah, he seems to have been a big influence in your trading. Tell David if you'd like to come on Face to ping me. And so Twitter is the best place to follow Cal, and you're, in my opinion now, a great follow. So Cal's at CryptoCal_. Everyone that is hearing this live or watches the video later, add Cal. So anything you want to wrap it with?
I think Bitcoin is in a very tight range here.
Okay.
I don't know how people are trading this, if I'm honest. I'd look for a close above and retest of 11.5, or a close below and retest of 9.6.
Okay.
But yeah, no.
What happens under 9.6? 7,000?
Yeah, I think if we get a solid close on volume above, I think this could definitely be an echo bubble, Dale, if I'm honest.
Oh my gosh, echo! You even know echo bubbles? Okay. You know what? I had a great time talking to you today, Cal. And I hope that pips rain down on you and everyone you're out there helping, and really appreciate you coming in today. I'm glad our paths crossed.
Fantastic, Dale. Thank you very much for having me on. I had a ball.
Okay, everyone, that's CryptoCal _ after Cal. And good luck, everyone, today in the Fed. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And we'll see everyone tomorrow when the dust settles. Good hunting, and see everyone later. Thanks again, Cal.
Cheers, Dale.
Cheers.